Deep beneath the surface of Bendigo lies a story older than time itself. A tale of courage, unity, and dreams buried in the heart of the earth. This is where our journey begins. At Central Deborah Gold Mine, during a school trip one day, the children embarked on an unforgettable adventure.
Hey, listen closely. This isn't just a snow globe. Inside is a secret. A map to a story lost in time, hidden deep within Central Deborah Gold Mine. It's more than history, it's an adventure. Come with us and let's uncover it together.
Kids, you shouldn't be here unless you're looking for something. Tell me the story.
As they ventured deeper into the mine, Ruby and Liam encountered Ray Beer, the ghostly figure who would become their guide on this mysterious adventure. With his calm yet commanding presence, Ray led them through hidden passages and shimmering caverns, revealing secrets buried for centuries. Along the way, they also met Wombat Millie, gruff, clever, and full of surprises. Though he seemed more interested in naps than heroics, Millie had a knack for helping them in secret, nudging them toward clues only he could uncover. But their journey was far from easy. The mine tested them at every turn. They faced cryptic puzzles etched into stone walls, deciphering symbols that glowed faintly in hues of green and blue. They stumbled through collapsing tunnels, their hearts pounding as loose rocks tumbled behind them. At one point, Liam worked tirelessly to fix an ancient winch mechanism, his hands trembling with effort while Ruby held the flashlight steady.
Every challenge brings us closer to uncovering the truth.
Please don't forget, for the interest of safety, stick to your tour leader and don't forget your helmet. Otherwise, well, let's just say things might get messy, just like now.
Welcome, children, to an adventure like no other. Dive into our story and discover what awaits us in the depths of Deborah Gold Mine.
Yet, no matter how daunting the challenges became, Ruby and Liam refused to give up. Each obstacle only fueled their determination to uncover the truth about the heart of gold. They leaned on each other, solving riddles together and finding strength in their shared courage. Step by step, they pressed onward, proving that even in the darkest depths, unity and perseverance could light the way.
Welcome everyone to this very special episode of Stories That Shape Us. Today, we're joined by some extraordinary guests who have brought the magic of Central Deborah Mine to life. Ruby, Liam, Wombat Millie, Juliana, the loving wife of Ray Beer, and Ray himself. Together, they'll share their thoughts on legacy, history, and what it means to honor the past while inspiring future generations. Let's dive right in. Ruby, you've been through so much during your adventure in the mine. How has this journey changed how you see history and its importance?
To be honest, before this adventure, I thought history was just dates and dusty old stories. But now, it feels alive. Like every step I took in that mine connected me to the people who came before. When I held the pendant my great-grandmother passed down and it glowed near the heart of gold, I realized something important. History isn't just about remembering, it's about feeling connected. It's about carrying forward the courage and dreams of those who shaped our world.
That's beautiful. Do you think kids today should learn more about history in this way, through stories and experiences, rather than textbooks?
Absolutely! Textbooks are great, but when you can actually feel history, like standing where someone worked, or seeing tools they used, it becomes real. You start to understand not just what happened, but why it mattered. And that makes you want to protect it, to keep telling those stories.
Millie, as the wise and slightly grumpy guide of the mine, what would you say is the most important lesson? Humans need to learn about respecting history.
Humans always rushing around, digging holes, forgetting what came before. Grumble grunt. History isn't just dirt and rocks, it's lives lived, lessons learned. Take it from me. I've seen centuries go by. The best thing you lot can do is slow down, listen, and remember, respect isn't just bowing to statues or polishing plaques, it's carrying the stories forward. Teach the young ones. Keep the memories alive. Otherwise, what's the point of all that digging?
So, you're saying it's about passing knowledge down?
Exactly. Stories are like roots, they hold everything together. Without them, you'd all float away like tumbleweeds. Ugh, enough talking. Nap time.
Thank you for joining us today. As Ruby's grandmother and someone who has shared so many stories about Bendigo's history, what do you think is the most important lesson these tales can teach younger generations?
Well, dear, I've always believed that stories are like threads in a quilt. They hold everything together. When I told Ruby about our family's connection to Bendigo and the miners who worked there, I wasn't just sharing facts. I was passing on a piece of their courage and dreams. Those miners didn't just dig for gold, they built lives, friendships, and legacies. And if Ruby can carry even a little bit of that spirit with her, then those stories have done their job.
It sounds like storytelling plays a big part in keeping history alive. How does it feel to see Ruby embrace this legacy firsthand?
Oh, it warms my heart more than words can say. You know, when I gave Ruby that pendant, I hoped she'd understand its significance someday. It wasn't just jewelry, it was a link to all the people who came before her. Seeing her stand in Central Deborah Mine, holding that map, reminded me of how powerful connections to the past can be. She didn't just hear the stories, she lived them. And now she's adding her own chapter to the tale.
That's beautiful. Do you think having a personal connection to history makes it easier to respect and preserve it?
Absolutely. History isn't just something you read in books, it's alive in the things we touch, the places we visit, and the memories we share. When Ruby realized her ancestors were part of Bendigo's story, it stopped being someone else's past and became her past. That's why it matters so much to make sure these stories are told and heard. They remind us where we come from, and they inspire us to keep building something meaningful for the future.
What advice would you give families about preserving their own legacies?
Talk, share, remember. Don't let the stories fade because you're afraid no one will listen. Even the smallest details, a favorite meal, a song someone loved can bring a person back to life in your memory. Teach the young ones to value their roots, but also encourage them to add their own branches to the family tree. Legacy isn't static, it grows with every generation.
And finally, what message would you leave for readers of The Heart of Gold?
To the readers, I'd say this: treasure the stories you carry, whether it's through a pendant, a book, or simply the way you treat others. You're shaping the world around you. The miners of Bendigo taught us that unity and resilience are worth more than any amount of gold. So go out there, find your own adventures, and never forget the people who paved the way for you. After all, every story begins somewhere, but it's up to you to continue it.
Thank you for joining us today, Mr. Beer, or should I say, thank you, James, for stepping into Ray's shoes so beautifully. To start off, what drew you to accept the role of Ray?
Well, when I first read the script, I was struck by how deeply Ray's story felt. Here was a man who didn't just work in the mines, he fought to preserve their legacy because he understood that history isn't just about dates or events, it's the soul of a community. It's like a nation's memory bank. When I realized how much Ray cared about keeping those memories alive, I knew I had to be part of telling his story. It wasn't just an acting challenge, it was an opportunity to remind people why we must never forget where we come from.
That's such a powerful sentiment. You mentioned a nation's memory. Can you elaborate on why preserving history matters so much? Why can't we simply move forward without looking back?
Imagine if you woke up one day and couldn't remember anything about yourself, your childhood, your family, your struggles, or your triumphs. How disorienting would that be? Now apply that idea to a nation. History is like our collective memory. If we forget it, we lose not only our identity, but also the lessons that shaped us. We need to remember who we are, where we've been, and what values have carried us through tough times.
That analogy really resonates. From a psychological perspective, do you think there's something inherently comforting about connecting with the past?
Absolutely. Psychologically speaking, humans crave meaning and connection. Our ancestors faced incredible hardships. The miners here in Bendigo worked long hours under grueling conditions, but they did it with courage, unity, and hope.
Beautifully said. Finally, what message do you hope audiences take away from your portrayal of Ray and from the story as a whole?
I want people to walk away feeling inspired to look deeper, to look beyond the surface-level distractions of daily life and reconnect with what truly matters. Whether it's learning about their ancestors, appreciating the sacrifices of those who built their towns, or simply valuing the bonds they share with others, I hope they realize that history is alive. It's not some dusty relic locked away in a museum. It's a living, breathing force that shapes who we are today. And if we honor it, if we keep it alive, we'll ensure that future generations inherit not just a place, but a purpose.
Thank you, James, and thank you, Ray, for sharing your wisdom with us. It's clear that the heart of gold isn't just a treasure within the mine, it's a reminder of the treasures within all of us.
My pleasure. Remember, the past is never truly gone. It lives in each of us, waiting to guide us forward.